I was born and raised in Wichita, Kansas, and I always grew up a KU fan. My grandma kind of spurred it on me, and KU basketball was kind of my first love there. Um, the reason I was interested in working in sport, and more specifically development, was I'm interested in the business side of sports. So I always wanted to do something in the business field, and I thought that this was a natural fit for me. I'd been involved in sports all my life. All my jobs leading up to this full-time position were involved in sports. So over the summers, I'd go home and I would work for the YMCA there as a site supervisor during college. So that was a pretty good experience for me there as well. And then had the opportunity to intern here in Springfield with the Springfield Cardinals. Really enjoyed that, and then had the opportunity as well to work in the marketing department there at KU. So it's kind of a natural progression for me. Currently, I am the assistant director of athletics development for Missouri State. So I oversee the annual fund, which is the fundraising arm for Missouri State athletics. And last year, we generated $1.7 million in donations for Missouri State athletics. So I oversee the Bears Fund. I help coordinate special events that we have, donor relations events. We've got one coming up that is a statue unveiling, so we coordinate that, raise funds for the statue unveiling. It's kind of a catch-all. I'm involved in season tickets as well, so coming up with season ticket promotions, single game promotions. With the smaller department, kind of allows us to wear multiple hats, and that's kind of one of the uh, that's one of the things I enjoy about working here is being able to do different things. So I don't have a set set structure each week. I'm working on a multitude of things. We try to focus it on, well, we do have benefits for our donors. So, it's tied to parking for our men's basketball and women's basketball. But we're also, the feel good side. You need to get out that personal story of our student athletes. I think that's something that we're really trying to push moving forward, is that personal touch from our student athletes. So, we send out thank you cards to all of our donors from student athletes that are handwritten. We'll have a thankathon in the spring that is kind of another personal touch. It's a phone call from our student athletes. So from our end, we don't want to make it so benefit driven. We want it to be the goodwill and making a difference in the lives of the student athletes. So for our brochures that we are restructuring, that's kind of, we're going to try to tell the student athlete story and the impact that you're going to make as a donor on the lives of the student athletes. So that's kind of how we're focusing on it here moving forward. Being a people person, being able to talk to folks, really listening, taking into account that the donor is always coming first. There's times where they'll come at you a little bit and they're frustrated, and we can be the first line of complaints for the whole athletics department because they know us and they see us. So being able to handle that adversity, and answer them professionally, always staying professional in that, and kind of being innovative. Fundraising. There's some different things that you can do to strike the interest of a prospective donor, and I think that has interested me as well. From my marketing background a little bit, coming up with new and fun ways to engage the donor and give them different outlets to support our student athletes. New campaign we're currently working on right now that I think we're going to be really proud of when it's in is actually centered around our staff. So I think it's really important to get our staff involved in giving back to our student athletes and supporting our programs. So we're currently going for 100% participation in all of our staff and coaches. That's not something that's been done in the past. They don't. they don't get a ton of tangible benefit from it directly to themselves. So it is all going back to sports student athletes. Now here it's unique. You can designate your gift, which is a nice thing. So if I go into the football coaches and say, hey, we'd love you to become a member of the Bears Fund, we can directly designate that gift to football, which is nice. Is a nice selling point for us, and it's a nice selling point when we're going out to donors as well, because if they want to support a specific program, they can. It's not just going into a big general fund. It can go to a specific program, which is nice. The favorite part of my position is just getting to work with different people day to day. I love getting to know people. This position is so relationship driven, and getting to build those relationships with our donors, getting to know them better, or getting to know what drives them, what makes them tick, kind of what motivates them to be a donor, an athletics donor to Missouri State. Why they're passionate about what they are. I think those personal relationships are, they're the best part about this job, and probably the most important. It's something we're actually going through a restructuring now, so we're trying to balance that and getting some new blood into the program as well. But it is important to maintain those relationships with our longstanding donors. So the Bears Fund has been around for 35 years, and we've got some folks. Last year's 35th anniversary. We've got some folks over a couple hundred that have been involved in the Bears Fund all 35 years. So obviously it's important to continue to cultivate their relationships, but it is also important for us to reach out and reach a new, younger fan base that we don't have captured as well currently. So some things we're doing with that are we've got some different benefits available for the younger Bears Fund is what we call it. It's 30 and under, and we're talking about maybe even pushing that to 35. So we're making it cheaper for them to become members of the Bears Fund, bumping their benefits a little bit, kind of things like that to get them involved as well. KU, and specifically in the sport management department, and just the great relationships that you get to build with the faculty, how accessible they are, and the small class sizes just lend itself to having great relationships with the other students. Some of my best friends still to this day either work at KU for athletics department. I had classes with them. I mean, we stay in touch frequently, able to bounce ideas off each other, and just the friendship and bonds that we were able to build through that program were, I think, so important, and it's such a great memory.